Good catch, a team fight.
30 seconds to battle.
I'm liking it.
Yeah, I like what they're providing here. We'll see if it ends up being enough. But I don't know. I just want Elephant to look like Elephant. I think we all are. We all are in that boat where it's just like, is this team going to look like the superstar squad that we expected them to be?
Yeah, I mean, so far, definitely no. But they still have time, you know, until you lose. I think 4 games in China or Omni Night. A little bit low here. Just some initial little skirmish, trading some hits. But I think in China, the top 4 go, right? So I think you can almost... I think even if you have 4 losses, you can still make it with the wild card. You know, worst case.
3 and 4.
Yeah, like if you have 3 and 4, I believe.
That would be tough. Yeah, top 4 make it. It ends up being the 3rd and 4th go to the wild card.
Exactly. So I believe if you're 3-4, it's probably a tiebreaker for the 4th spot or something. Obviously not in the position you want to be in. You want to be in those top 2, so you go to the major, you know, possibly even the playoffs right away. But that is not looking too likely.
There could even be a tiebreaker, right? Like, do we play? I'm not entirely sure on how tiebreakers work if 2 teams are there tied for 3rd and 4th, or 4th and 5th. I might be head to head.
I'm also not sure. Like, we'll have to read up on that later.
Yeah.
Because all these tiebreaker rules are always
Different.
a little bit iffy. Double courier kill on the Dire side.
Red Panda and FY both getting
wow, nice double stun. Carry IO again. Rushing for a Dominator, of course.
Do you want this carry IO go Dominator Ags?
I think this game he could get away with an Orchid because it's really good against Omni Knight, Shaman, and Storm. Storm hates playing against Orchid. It means he has to get an early BKB or Yule.
Oh, Spear with the God's Rebuke. Irving getting first blood over Red Panda. This is a 5 position Nyx Assassin. Do you like it in the 5?
Usually not a big fan. I thought it was going to be 5 Wyvern and a 4 Nyx Assassin, which I think, of course, it makes the lane a bit weaker. But a 5 Nyx just always seems to be a little bit lackluster in the lane, you know. Can't really trade very well. And we often usually just free farms. You don't offer too much support. But, you know, come level 6, you can set up a couple of ganks here and there, especially with the relocate, with Centaur as well. There's a lot of cute plays you can make. And this lane for Storm is not the easiest. As you can see, level 2 static link, draining 72 damage, which is basically leaves him at 0.
Yeah, and that
you can't
means
last it anymore.
You're hitting for 132 right now for Somnus.
Yeah, he has to be careful on Storm here. Like, taking a couple of these hits is pretty bad for him. He's taken like 4 hits, stepping up a little bit too far.
Is this a game where FY wants to go damage, say maybe a Witchblade, or is it more so what we've seen from other Winter Wyverns, Blink, Aether Lens, just trying to keep yourself away from the fight, land a good Winter's Curse, and that's what you're supporting?
Oh, not first blood, actually.
Somnus gets the kill onto X. Solo kill.
Yeah.
And that is what you were saying. Can't let yourself get too many
it's just a consequence of what happened like 20 seconds before it, where you just took like 5 hits with 150 damage in your face. Shackle on the Nyx Assassin, God's Rebuke coming through as well.
Despite Carapace, but they'll wait for it. Tether's not enough. Red Panda dead again. Cat, you're getting credit for that one.
Close. He has to be careful with his positioning because IO is not a hero that has any stun or silence, so he cannot cancel the Shackle if Nyx Assassin is Shackle, and it usually leads to a pretty easy kill. But coming back to your question, I would love Winter Wyvern if he rushed Orchid this game. I think Orchid this game is really good, as I said, against Storm, Omni, even Troll, you know, he won't go for early Dispel. I think there's a lot of good Orchid targets. It's very good on Winter Wyvern anyways, especially if you're post 4. It's quite cheap. It's like 3,300 gold now, so I would definitely like to see that. Omni taking a lot of Harris damage here.
Yeah, Zhaofu on the run from
No
FY,
boots.
and he'll just give up on it. So if Winter Wyvern goes Orchid, are you looking for an Orchid on both Wisp and Winter Wyvern? Like, is that value? Stun, hold on. Irving, running back. It should be fine.
IO is not really a killing support.
Yeah.
I mean, a killing carry. Would that be too much? Good question. I think it depends on how far ahead they are. If they're really far ahead, I think it's alright. If they're not really far ahead, I think I would just like to see the Axe into BKB. Makes us much more sense, you know. But yeah, we'll see. Like early game seems to be okay. Tether, nice. Up 1k gold ahead already, and most of that comes from the mid lane. It's tough lane.
Already chasing X. Oh, with the Ancients! They're helping out Somnus. Getting another kill onto X.
Yeah, he triggered those Ancients with the plasma field.
And now he's rude to kill them.
Yeah.
They just helped him get a kill.
Why would you do that? That's kind of mean, actually.
Yeah. Assisting you to get that kill onto the Storm, and then, yeah, I'll take your gold too. It's fine.
Yeah, if we look at the mid lane, 1.5k gold difference. That is an absolute destruction. 2 levels ahead. Whew. I mean, Somnus showing why he's still considered one of the best mid laners in the region, you know? And maybe it's finally his game to shine again.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
lately.
Tough, though, for this Storm to come back. We've seen it before. Makoto did it yesterday twice with the Storm. But this might be a difficult game to get back into it. They've got the Shackle again. God's Rebuke. Red Panda on the run. Pops that Spike Carapace, but kind of lines himself up to get speared to that tree. They've got the Tether, so the sustainability is pretty nice in this lane. And now the 2-man stun. They brought over FY. Cat-U getting low. One more shot. Down he goes. Eurus gets the kill onto Cat-U. And that's a good rotation from the Winter Wyvern, as you've left the Centaur alone, but he's tanky enough to most likely survive the time that he is by himself.
Yeah, and it looks like all 3 lanes are winning. Side lane's winning a little bit. Mid lane getting absolutely dominated, which is close to 3k gold already.
Oh,
and
God, another kill. Somnus.
Too much damage.
He is going off so far. Stun on to MS, who's still chasing Yang.
And who could mean death
They've
here.
got TPs, and this is the Razor coming in. MS might want to get back. He's in a little bit far. Somnus with the plasma field, and another kill for him, already dominating. I mean, this is what we expected from Elephant coming into the tournament.
Yeah, this time around they actually have a really good draft. They might have an Impale here. A lot of damage coming out.
Yeah, he doesn't have mana to really do anything, and Red Panda still holding the stun, has it, but doesn't even need it. Eurus chasing down this Mars. 6-2 Elephant, still on that 2k lead, but the top 3 on the net worth are all Elephant-sided.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how LBZS is going to play when they're behind. I've never really seen them lose the lanes. It's just going to get tougher from there, you know? Like, winning lanes in Dota means the mid game is much easier to play. Losing lanes makes it very, very difficult. So I'm a little bit scared for LBZS here, considering how the past couple of games went for them. But yeah, this Razor is... he's absolutely destroying right now. The Storm is almost 2k net worth behind him.
Yang getting chased, has the Stampede, able to escape. I want to just harp on something that you said really quick. It's so crazy that you said LBZS, they're yet to lose the laning stage, but they still haven't won a game.
Yeah,
that to me is wild. A team that can be so dominant early, and obviously that's not the case in this game so far, but they have been historically, and yet they haven't been able to close it out. They haven't been able to extend those leads. They have once. They did have that big lead up against Vici, which they ended up blowing, but it's just shocking that a team can be so consistent in the laning parts of these games and still not come away with a victory.
Yeah, at the same time be so inconsistent later in the game.
Yeah.
Arena Spear on the next assassin. Shackle follow.
Should be a kill, and one more shot. Red Panda falls. Stun doesn't land on either the Mars or this Shadow Shaman.
Yep, Razor itemizing into the Yules, of course. Biggest counter to Razor, just TP out, forehead. But of course you can't do that once the Yules is up.
Oh, this is MS in some trouble. Has his ulti, but now turns around and just gets double-edged by Yang.
Yeah, there's no play he can make there. If he ults, he's going to get cold embraced on the Centaur. He's just going to kill himself on the return, basically. 3-hero rotation middle on the Razor here. No, his TP got cancelled, actually, so never mind. There was a Mars TPing in and he got cancelled.
Yeah, they get the kill on the Cat-U. Now they look over at Irving, so they got themselves one. They stop that TP. Not sure Razor even dies with the 3 heroes coming in.
No, I think if you get shackled on a tower, he's in at least a little bit of trouble. But of course, Nixus hasn't canceled a TP. TPing back to bot lane again.
And they'll have the Mars come out, but Yang, he's already on the run. He doesn't have Stampede at the moment, but it's up in just a second. So how do you catch up with this guy? As once he sees the Mars, he's going to Stampede.
Without Arena even. I mean, LBZS is looking really flustered right now. Like the movement around the map, the TPs they're making, everything seems very unplanned, you know. Now they have 4 heroes bottom, trying to fight for the bounty rune, but Dire Observer Ward saw everything, so more than likely they'll just concede 1 rune and take the other 3. Haven't seen LBZS like this before.
No.
Usually they're the ones in the driver's seat right now.
And you kind of question what they can do when now they're down by so much, as they're going to lose Cat-U again, 9-3 in favor of Elephant with a 5k lead. And, well, they finally get a kill onto Yang. He's been elusive up to this point, but it just doesn't feel like enough. You know, you're not slowing down the Razor. You haven't slowed down Eurus, who is going into that Ags after the Helm of the Dominator.
Finally.
I don't mind it, you know. Obviously, Ags is really good on this Wisp.
It's the best item on him.
Yeah, there's nothing to mind, I feel like, with that item.
Yeah.
Just the timings.
I'm just happy that he's finally going for it, because last time we casted him, he barely got it at minute 30 something.
Yeah. And it's just too late at that point.
It just gives so many good stats, you know. It gives almost 400 health, permanent spirits, which helps farm much faster. It just makes so much sense. I don't like this Orchid on the Storm, admittedly. It's gonna be very late. Usually you have it at around like minute 11, 12. His is going to be like minute 15, 16 even. They'll have a lot of counterplay on the Dire side.
Who are you killing with this Orchid?
I mean, you can kill the Wyvern and the Nyx, of course, but there's just too many counterplays to it, you know?
Arena down as well as the Spear, but they've got the Winter's Curse. That'll control up the Mars. And now the Hex is used with the Serpent Wards, but he gets outside them. The question is, can he survive? The Cold Embrace is there for Somnus, doing a lot of damage on the Cat-U, also stealing a lot of damage. Ball lightning in. Somnus hit with a Vortex. They might get this kill, but they miss the Spear, the Stampede. He's got some distance. The ball lightning in again, but the stun is there from Yang. No mana left for this Storm. They get the kill on Irving as well as X. They've taken out the Shadow Shaman, make it a 4th with Zhao Fu dying, and it's time to farm the wards. Elephant up 7k, 13-4 already.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how much we can say about it. It's just absolutely getting outplayed, you know. It's a destruction. LBZS is looking completely lost. Their rotations are quite slow. You know, they use arenas on not really good targets. Nyx Assassin gets the Carapace off. Troll didn't even want to join that fight, you know. I think if he did, they could have gotten 2-3 kills. But even if he does, you know, he just gets linked up, jumps in on the Razor here. He has a Yulsa in the region rune.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like a kill you're going to get. Now the Yule sets up for Yang. You've got the static link. Ooh.
No Storm follow-up. Interesting. It must have missed the timing there, because there was a kill.
Looked like one for sure.
Interesting. Well, even the best make mistakes, of course.
Yeah.
Except me.
Yeah, I don't make any mistakes either.
Yeah, I know. I just play. It's legit.
It's actually just mistakes. Electric Vortex used onto Eurus. Axe now focusing his attention onto the center of the Cold Embrace. The Spear comes in, but they've got Ether Shock as well as the extra damage to take out Yang. They've killed off this Centaur a couple times. They'll look after Red Panda, who pops the Spike Carapace, lands the stun onto the Storm. Meanwhile, Yule's onto the Troll outside the fight. They're looking for MS. They'll take out the Troll, and now it's time for everybody else. Mars, he's hit with the Winter's Curse. They're chasing forward Irving. He's got some mana to play with, but not a lot of help. And this will be another kill here for the side of Elephant as Irving dies to Eurus, making it a double.
Yeah, and now we see why Razor's always banned out when there's a Troll. He did absolutely nothing. He can just run away, get his damage drained, and then he has like minus 150 damage. Even with the Battle Fury, you're still a minus, you know? Like, it's just one of the hardest counters in Dota. Always has been, probably always will be. And if you're playing from behind, not a lot of plays you have as Troll. Aghanim's finished already, minute 13.
Yeah,
Brutal
and now
timing.
they go for Cat-U. Serpent Ward's committed again. They've got the Storm coming through, but there's the stun onto this Shadow Shaman. They get the kill to Cat-U, and with X focusing Red Panda, goes into the Cold Embrace, but they've left him for dead. The Spear doesn't land, and now everybody else from Elephant is able to escape.
Yeah, he was trying to relocate out the Nyx. Well, he died a little bit too fast. Nice try there, you know, giving a little bit of the support back. But not really. You're just acting like you are. You don't actually care. As long as you're farming, you're happy. Smoked up
a
here on
support
the...
death? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Who cares, right?
I usually care. It's the position that I
solo smoke on the Centaur here, who now has completed the Blink Dagger. Double damage bottled up on the Razor.
This pressure is
relentless.
Yeah. And I don't know, at what point is it just too much? Like 10k down already.
Feels like it already is too much, honestly. Like the map is very small for Radiant to play right now, especially when the Nyx starts running around, the relocate gangs start coming out, you know. Centaur has Blink Dagger now. The map is just going to get smaller and smaller. Eventually, you have to fight because you're just going to get more and more in a deficit.
And you have nowhere else to go if the map just gets too small.
Yeah, and you see, even the bounty runes get taken away. 4 bounties for the Dire side.
And that's not the first time.
Yep. So he went into the Netherlands on Wyvern, and I believe...
Queued up Witchblade after that.
He's going Witchblade after that. Yeah, interesting.
Arctic
so no
Burn
Orchid,
onto Irving, but
so
nobody else
damage.
here.
Half health. Just from a pos 4. Nyx Assassin setting up top. But they seem to be sniffing it out. They have a sentry there as well. Sentry ops, very good, guys. If you're playing pubs against Invis heroes, put sentries and ops together so you can see them. Don't just waste your money on sentries and spamming them around, which I see a lot.
Maelstrom finish for the Troll. Still feels like a lot needed for him to get anything done. Winter's Curse. Shadow Shaman's here with the Mars. They've got the Hex, but here's the relocate. Now the arena's down, but it doesn't catch anybody. That immediately leads to a Mars TP. MS gone, Cat you dropped, and now the Mars is back home.
Oh. Easy. It's just, you know, you can always outnumber them. Relocate coming in. Very, very easy kills. And this is the biggest problem Troll has against Razor. Troll always has this turnaround potential. Hold that thought. Maybe the Storm is going to get caught here. Under vision, though. If there's a Yules, he might die.
Lightning, but not a lot of mana to work with. And now the stun hits. They've got Razor looking for this kill onto the Storm. They'll take out X. They look at Zhao Fu. There's nothing he can do. Just food for Somnus, who is 8-0-6. Or sorry, that is the Wisp, who's 8-0-6. You've got the Razor, who's sitting... Yeah, okay. They're both 8-0-6.
Yeah. Looking easy. But yeah, like the biggest problem for Troll in that matchup is you always have the turnaround potential, right? 100 health, you press that R button, you get back to full health again because of your life lead from the ult. Not when you're drained, because you did 0 damage, you have 0 HP gain.
Ooh,
nice spear.
Serpent Words and the spear. Trying to get the kill on an FY. He's got the Cold Embrace if he wants to extend his life. The Hex and the Shackle. Can't get it off, and maybe would have been able to throw Winter's Curse, but at the same time, it's not really much value as nobody else is there to help.
Yeah, another Yule setup possibly here. They're still playing under vision though. But they don't even know that there's a ward there because Storm didn't jump away. They got caught. So they're not even expecting it to be warded.
Tactical.
Yeah. Troll going for the Maelstrom. It's the only play you have against Razor. You have 0 physical damage, so you're trying to proc as much max damage as you
stun
can.
lands, though, coming from the high ground. There's the arena drop by Irving. You've got a bunch of heroes, 4 here for LBZS. But the static link from Somnus stealing all that damage and now throwing it back to get the kill into Yang. MS in the battle trance, but how long is that going to last before he ends up dead? That's your answer. He's gone already. Winter's Curse locks up 3, and this is going to go horribly wrong for LBZS. X is gone. Make it another with Zhao Fu dying afterwards, and Mars and Shadow Shaman, the only 2 that escape.
Yeah, I think that's the best of a fight you can ask for. Getting a good arena on 2. 2 of the biggest heroes as well, like the Centaur as well as the Nyx. You know, the 2 initiators. Killing both of them off quickly, but you have no steam left in the tank. They're just too tanky. Troll had to expend ult, getting all his damage drained once more. Wyvern respawn to Pete middle. Good 3-man's curse.
The entire time they're in that arena, though, static link's connected.
Yeah, it's just super tough. You know, like, do you decide to not fight, or do you fight into the static link? Also playing behind against the core IO just feels terrible.
Ball Lightning looking towards FY, but Somnus is in, so is the Nyx. You can focus your attention all you want on the FY, but is it worth it when Somnus is just wrecking the backlines. Gets the kill into Cat-U. There's the Electric Vortex. They still can't get anything done. Spike Carapace stuns up the Storm. He's got no mana to play with, but just a little bit is there for him to get and escape with the Ball Lightning, but the two-man stun on the Mars as well as the Omni puts trouble into the eyes of LBZS. They land the spear onto Yang, but he's so tanky. Under the tower, though, Cold Embrace still surviving. Right clicks in. Down goes Irving. They've got the Yules onto MS as well as the stun from the Nyx Assassin. They'll finish off the Troll. 4 heroes gone. The Storm is the only one who escapes. And again, it is constantly not just one hero who dies for LBZS, but 3 or 4 heroes that die for them. Vortex is through. Red Panda survives. Spike Carapace again. Stunned up with the Impale. That was so ambitious, and it does fall apart quickly.
Don't
Nyx
give up.
Does die to the tower afterwards, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, as we said, you have this IO core. He's just keeping all the heroes alive constantly. Just too much HP region. He now finished up a BKB. I think playing from behind against an IO core is the worst feeling. Probably. Like, it's just too much HP regeneration, too much sustain coming out. It feels so frustrating, you know. He doesn't even have Orchid completed yet on Storm.
He just got it.
Oh, he just got it?
1930
Oh, because
Orchid.
he got the kill bounty for the Nyx, for the tower, yeah. Minute 20 Orchid. Usually, as I said, minute 11. Standard timing. This game.
We thought he might get it at 15, 13. It would be delayed, but it's delayed. It is so far behind.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
He's almost doubled in net worth by Somnus.
Yeah.
Like, that's how this game is going at the moment.
I mean, he got stomped in the lane, but he hasn't found anything after either, you know? It's just... They're just getting counterplayed the entire time.
Red Panda, he's under the sentry, pops the Spike Carapace, now walks out of the range of that ward. But Winter's Curse started, that's through onto Zhao Fu. Anybody gonna retaliate on this one? Blink as well as the hoof stop, Serpent Ward's down, Arena's good. This could go well for LBZS. They ball back on the Omni Knight, they've got the silence onto the Nyx Assassin, but the Cold Embrace is there. It's not gonna matter. Red Panda as well as Yang are already gone on the side of Elephant. They've used the Guardian Angel, they're trying to run away. Eurus tethered up with the Razor who's been hexed up. It's not going to matter, though. They're losing numbers. They're losing life. MS and Irving, they'll go down. They look over at Cat-U, who is shackling up this Razor, but it doesn't matter. They've got another double for Somnus, and again, only 2 heroes survive. They're not done yet. They relocate into the base. They look over at Irving, who just bought back. MS also buys back into this one. The Ball Lightning comes through from X. They've got the Electric Vortex. They lock up Eurus. They finally take out a Wisp, but down goes Irving again. He's gone for 70 with the double damage, having a couple more seconds on it. MS on the run with the Arctic Burn. Somnus thinks about going back in. He'll finally leave with his Wyvern in tow. And this, again, is LBZS losing numbers in mass.
Even diving into 4 towers. I mean, at this point, you can tell. You know, Elephant is just kind of playing with their food, feeling themselves, very confident. Very sloppy initiation by the Winter Wyvern on the Omni, you know. It's not something you want to do that way. But because they're so far ahead, they didn't really get punished for it. They lose 2 heroes in the end, or 3. But 2 buybacks expanded on the Radiant side, and it is further and further behind. At this point, it's 1k GPM behind.
Storm, again, getting caught. Plasma Field, one more shot. And X is gone again.
Almost solo killed by the Nyx Assassin. But yeah. More than 1k GPM behind.
Yeah, 24,000 net worth lead at just 22 minutes.
Yeah, it's a brutal destruction. Man.
It's demoralizing.
It is. Especially after having a good game in the first one, you know.
Blink stun coming in from Yang. There's the tether all the way over, I believe, relocated. Yeah, Zhao Fu ends up dead. MS on the run. Can they catch him? Arctic Burn runs out. Yang, though, he does have Blink in just a couple of seconds. Fainting the hoof stomp, and now Blink with the stun. They've got the damage. MS trying to survive. There's nothing left in the tank. He's dead again. 74 seconds on the sideline. Hex as well as the Serpent Wards. They're just not doing enough. And you can see how tanky he is and how little damage these Serpent Wards do. Somnus actually diving in deep. They get the kill to Cat-U. Somnus with another one. He is 18-0-13. That is a disgusting scoreline. I can't believe it. He is so far ahead. And I guess Wisp is upset because he died once, 11-1-15, but both the 1 and the 2 for the side of Elephant are just dominating at this point. They bought back on Cat-U. They get the kill into Irving. They'll finish off Zhao Fu again. Shackle, you're standing still. You're ending up dead. Somnus with another one. That'll make it 20, 20-0-14. We're partying like it's 2014 on the side of Elephant as GG is called by LBZS, and it's a 2-0 victory for Elephant for the first time this tournament. A big one for them.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say about LBZS, you know?
Yeah.
They were outdrafted this game, lost the laning phase,
Yep.
very uncharacteristic of the team. And of course, like a team like Elephant won't let you get back into the game, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It must be very demoralizing for LBZS. But looking on the other side of the coin, you know, Elephant, their first dominant performance in
That second game
any
especially.
of their game.
Yeah.
Especially the second game. The first one was kind of iffy. They struggled quite a bit, especially in the early game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe this is, you know, a sign for things to come. Because
Potentially.
they can, if the chemistry is there, you know, they're feeling good together, they can dominate. And they should dominate, what we're all expecting. Hopefully they can take this win, propel themselves forward with it.
Yeah, this could be a big bump in the confidence for the side of Elephant. We'll see. They do take the series 2-0. They end up looking very dominant in the second game. It was the first time that LBZS, like you said, had found themselves falling behind in the laning stage, and a very good performance by everybody on Elephant. So they take the 2-0. They get themselves their first victory within the league. And we'll see what the panel has to say about this one. Back over to you guys.
Yes, they do indeed